The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
When Wisconsin hits the ice for its home opener on Friday night, it will have been 20 days between games. We'll tell you what the Badgers have been doing, look ahead to the series against North Dakota, and more with head coach Mike Eaves when we come back on the Badger Hockey Digest.
The Badger Hockey Digest is brought to you by Charter Communications.
Get 2 free tickets to Disney's Big Hero 6 when you add a line with U.S. Cellular.
Hello, I am Baymax.
Oh, hey, Baymax.
I am detecting an increase in heart rate.
Well, yeah, if you could just scoot over a smidge, I can go ahead.
I will scan you now.
Wait, I have to tell viewers how to get 2 free tickets to your...
Scan complete. Diagnosis? Excited.
Never mind. Anyone who adds a line with U.S. Cellular gets 2 free tickets to Big Hero 6 and network coverage that works where others don't. Big Hero 6, in theaters November 7th.
Hello. Goodbye.
I'm Brian Posick, the radio voice for Wisconsin hockey, joined by head coach Mike Eaves. Badgers haven't played a game since October 18th. So what have you been doing?
A lot of practice. We've been pounding the snot out of each other on the hockey rink for the last couple of weeks, and it's been good. We were at the press conference on Monday, and the comment that was made then is the fact that we're a better hockey team now. We played 4 games. We had a scrimmage game, and there was stuff for us to look at and work at. We have a better idea of what we have. We still are trying to find answers to certain things and going in the right direction. But because of these 2 weeks, we are a better hockey team, and we're going to need to be better. We've got the Sioux coming in from North Dakota.
Yep. Systems work more so than anything else?
Even the parts of the systems, Brian. Not at times it was the entire system, but for instance, when you work on your forecheck, you've got different elements, and if one element, like let's say the first forward in, doesn't do his job properly, then it breaks down right from there. So our ability for us to have F1 and the forecheck do his job allows F2 and F3 and the defensemen to do their job, and you work as a unit of 5. So we broke it down even to smaller pieces than just system. It's one part of one system, and if we got that detailed in how we approached our weeks of practice.
All right. Yeah, when the fans come to the Kohl Center this weekend to watch North Dakota, you'll see a lot of new faces in the Wisconsin lineup. A couple of young men I'd like you to talk about. First off, number 11, Adam Rockwood. Against St. Norbert, a close scrimmage to the public. He had a goal and a couple of assists. He was a point producer in junior hockey. Didn't score a lot of goals, although you think he could put the puck away a little bit, but he's got some pizzazz to his game, doesn't he?
He does. He's one of a couple of freshmen that we think are going to be point producers for us. And he, the one thing that people will watch when they see Adam play is the fact that he's got a high level of compete. He's not the biggest guy, but he does not like to lose battles or races, and he has an emotional piece of him that does not like to not be successful, and it drives him. And so he's a very competitive young guy. So he will bring some of that to us. Another young guy that's in his class, I don't know if you're going to ask him to talk about him, is Cameron Hughes.
Yes.
And Cameron is another guy. He sees the ice very well, good skater. He's going to do some things offensively for us as well.
Yep, Rockwood wears 11, Hughes 19, and number 27 will be hard to miss, Matt Ustaski. He's about 6'6", 6'9" on skates maybe, but he had a goal that basically nobody saw against St. Norbert a couple of weeks ago, where he danced around a defenseman and roofed the puck. It was a sweet move. I think he had 28 goals in junior hockey a year ago. He can put the puck away.
No, he can, and his success is going to be predicated if he plays like he needs to in terms of using that big body. It's funny, he scored that goal after missing about 3 shifts for not playing the way he needed to. And that's going to be our challenge, and you can see it in practice. I mean, it's a process. You're right, he's a big body that moves well, sweet hands. The puck explodes off his sticks when he shoots it. But the foundation of that part of his game has got to be his willingness to use his body physically. And we're not talking running over people, but Michael Mersch was hard to play to because he would turn around and he would protect the puck and he would finish his checks. And I think that Matt understanding, Matt's one of his goals is to make it a National Hockey League. Well, is your behavior in line with your goals? Are you playing the way you need to in order to get to that next level and to be effective here? So, you know, Matt's got some, you know, you look at his game, like these other freshmen, there's great potential there. That potential has to mature so it becomes a reality.
All right, Badgers after their first win of the season this weekend. North Dakota's in town, a special weekend as Wisconsin pays tribute to one of its best defensemen of all time. More on that coming up in just a moment.
We'll be making a traditional octopus salad, drizzled with some olive oil and topped with a dash of salt and pepper.
It's funny how seeing a clearer picture can lead you to see the bigger one. Get the most HD channels and the fastest internet on the most advanced fiber network, Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Some call it a miracle. Others call it science. But for those who've needed a kidney transplant like Kelly Krager, they simply call it a new lease on life. For nearly 5 decades, UW Health and the University of Wisconsin have been national leaders in the field of kidney transplant, providing a new life for recipients and assuring a normal life for living donors. Miracle? Science? Maybe it's a little bit of both. UW Health. Remarkable.
Earlier this summer, the Wisconsin hockey program lost one of its best. Bob Suter passed away of a heart attack. His son Ryan came through this program. His brother Gary was an All-American and a Stanley Cup champion too. You played with Bob. You knew him quite well, and you know, I think underrated. People think of Bob Suter, and I do, and a lot of the community, not only in Madison but the state of Wisconsin, know what he did with the Capitol Ice and the Madison Capitals. But he was a heck of a hockey player, and obviously part of that gold medal team too in 1980.
He was a unique individual. He was probably one of the most fearless hockey players I'd ever played with or against. He would get this look in his eyes, and he would kind of tuck his tongue into his cheek, and he would go headlong down the other end, and he would try to cut in on the goaltender, and he was either going to run the goalie over or knock the net off, or maybe score a goal once in a while. But I don't think he cared if he scored, but he could really skate. He was the ultimate warrior and competitor, and it's amazing when you look at his life. I mean, he played on the 1980 Olympic team, was really the last time he played, and then he came back to Madison. He opened up the gold medal sporting store, and he got involved with the ice rink. His ripple effect of his life touched a lot of people because he was in the community since 1980. Before then, obviously, but he came back and he touched a lot of lives. And you know, his visitation. I mean, we waited 3.5, 4 hours to get in, as a lot of people did. But yeah, that's his legacy as the type of person he was. He got back in the community. I know one of the things they talk about, it's all about the kids. That was Bobby's mantra when it came to coaching and working with them. And it's a great legacy to have.
Yeah, we miss Bob Suter. It just so happens that this weekend is Youth Hockey Weekend at the Kohl Center. Badgers take on North Dakota, the team that ended Wisconsin's season a year ago. I'm sure, you know, it sits in my craw a little bit, but you only have half your team back from last year too, so I'm not sure if there's a factor there at all or not.
No, it's a different group of guys, and the deciding goal is a bounce of fortune, if you want to call it that. That's sometimes why as hockey coaches, sometimes it's your time, sometimes it's not. When we scored matter of fact, I watched it the other day. We scored the game up with about 10 minutes to go. We were coming, and then next thing you know, I'm getting ready for overtime. In my own head, I'm starting to think, okay, what do we need to do? And Rumps makes a save, hits the back of a player and goes in the net, and then we find ourselves on the losing end of that game. So a different group, but it's still North Dakota. I mean, it's been amazing this week how many calls we get for tickets. And people want to see the North Dakota again in our building, and that's a good thing. And it's one of the reasons that we put them on our schedule again.
Yep, exactly. They'll be playing each of the next 4 years. In fact, next season up in Grand Forks. North Dakota in town Friday and Saturday night. Saturday night's game is on the Wisconsin channel, so you can check it out. They both start at 7 o'clock. It's also available on BadgerSportsNetwork.com and the Badger Sports Radio Network. For Mike Eaves, good luck this weekend. I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.